Hi, this is the man from Modesto. I'm going to explain to you how you are controlled and manipulated by a group of people and who they are. Okay, first of all, I'm going to explain to you how I learned about this number 32. And then I'm going to give you a little bit of psychology, and then I'm going to talk about how they're applying the psychology to condition you. And then I'm going to talk about how they use what they've done to you to give them an advantage so that you will feel a need to support their products. Now, first of all, years ago I was studying everything I could, everything about every kind of religion, and I got into reading a group of books by an anthropologist named Carlos Castaneda. Now, he had gone to South America and he studied with a group of people who originally called themselves Toltecs and men of wisdom, but later they said that they were actually sorcerers. And they taught him that this number 32 is important to the sorcerers because anything before 32 up to 32 is just trivial and mundane of the world, but anything beyond 32 is important, right, is spiritual. Okay, now, there was a man named Pavlov, a Russian psychologist, and what he did is he showed that you can condition a living person to experience a physical reaction to a non-traditional stimulus. Now, what Pavlov did is he put out a bowl of food, some food for his dog, and of course the dog salivates. We all know that. We expect that. But the other cool thing he did was he took a bell and he rang the bell in conjunction with the food. So now what happens is he does this many times, and after just simply repeating this correlation, he can bring out only the bell, and the dog salivates in response to only the bell. Now, before this, the dogs would do nothing but look up if they heard the bell. But now, after the conditioning, Pavlov's dogs will salivate when they hear the bell. Now, the next thing you need to know is that when you go to the movie theater and you watch a movie, you associate yourself typically with the protagonist. And so when he's hanging from a cliff, you experience his fear, and your body actually produces the same hormones as the protagonist. Same things for other emotions that the protagonist may be experiencing, you're going to experience that as well. Now, here's what happens is, in the movie, there's going to be a situation, and you can go watch any movie and you can look for this, and I'm going to make you a list also that's going to prove that. I'm going to give you an example now. I'll make you an example. So what's going to happen is, in the movie, there's going to be an emergency situation. There's going to be some kind of danger or an imminent necessity that has to be filled in order for success to result. And this cannot be done by the hero. It has to be done by some outside source. There's a locked door. He doesn't have the key. There's a tough riddle, and he doesn't have the answer. It has to come from someone else. And right then, they're going to put the number 32 or the number 322 on the screen visually, or someone's going to say it. Okay? That's what's going to happen. So what they do is they are conditioning your body. So this is what they're doing. So that when you see the 32, you're going to feel this reaction that you need help, and that your help has to come from someone else. Let me repeat that again. They have conditioned you so that when you see the number 32 or you hear the number 32, you are going to have a bodily, physical reaction that makes you feel like you're in danger, and it's also going to make you feel like you need help from someone else, that you need that help to come from someone else. So that's what they've conditioned you to do in all these movies. It's in almost every movie, 90% of every movie. I've been able to find the 32, 322. Sometimes they do it multiple times. Now, how do they use that to their advantage? Simple. When they come out and they produce Obama's health care plan, HR 3200, bam! People look at it like, oh, I need that. I need that. Oh, and they have to give it from them, right? AB 32 they bring out, same thing, right? You see that AB 32, that's what you think. Oh, you guys going to vote for it? You going to support it? Yeah, I need that. There's a little part of yourself leaning you towards that. Just a little part of yourself leaning you towards that. That's what's going to happen. When you see this number 32 and 3200, that's what's going to happen. Now, also look at my video, The Secret Satanic Agenda of Barack Obama. I'm going to tell you some more information about this 32. You need to go see that, the example I promised you, and below I'm going to put a link to a whole list of things so you can go and do your own experiment and see that what I'm telling you is the truth. In the movie Truman, the character Truman lives in a totally controlled world. It's completely fabricated. He begins to suspect that that's the case, and he goes and he gets on a bus. Now, as he's approaching the bus, you see the bus number, which is 327. Right? So here's our 32 like that. Right? So the bus number is 327. He gets on the bus. See, now who does he need? The emergency is that he's realizing that his life is a fraud, and he's trying to find out the truth. The outside help he needs is he needs the bus driver to drive him. The bus driver, though, strips out all the gears, and as that's happening, you look up the aisle of the bus from Truman's perspective toward the bus driver, and you can again see the bus number 327, but you can read it from both directions. Go watch that movie. From the outside of the bus, it's going left to right, so you should see it reversed on the inside, but you don't. You see it again. Why? Because it's there to program you. Now, again, I'm going to give you a big list. This is the man from Modesto reminding you, as always, to pray or be defeated.